Boxing professionals have responded to Naoya Inoue's incredible battle against Luis Nery. Here are a few of the finest reactions.
Just shows that everyone's human. At any given moment, anyone can beat anyone. And look, it's up to me to get that to like I said, box the perfect fight and to really put it on him. And look, I've seen plenty in there to show that I can really push this guy and not just push him, beat him.
Well, Sam Goodman, you've just got in the ring there with Naoya Inoue after he beat Luis Nery. What are your feelings right now seeing that and hearing what he just said?
Look, I didn't understand a word he just said. It was all Japanese, but look, I've seen enough in the fight to know I can do what I need to do to win that fight. Look, it's a massive opportunity for me. It's something very exciting, and so I've been saying it for how long. I want world titles. He's got them all. I've got to fight him. So look, I've got to box my best, but I believe if I do it, I can beat this man.
Sam, we have your numbers and everything, top rank. We have your numbers.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe we're looking to do a big fight for him September, October.
Speak to our team and we'll get something sorted. So let's speak to our team and let's get something sorted.
Yeah.
He's got the belts. I want to.
Mauricio, the champ. Viva WBC. Thank you always for the support for Nery. Didn't get it tonight, but he will be WBC champion again.
The boxing world had been buzzing for weeks about how Luis Nery's power would compare to Naoya Inoue's finesse. Most analysts predicted that Inoue's skill and experience would ultimately prevail over the younger Nery. However, some believed Nery possessed the type of devastating punch that could terminate the match quickly, calling Inoue's greatness into question. Legendary boxing trainer Freddie Roach had given high praise for both fighters, but ultimately believed Inoue's pressure and precise punching would prove to be too much, Freddie said. Inoue had simply been a marvel in the ring. His combinations had been lightning fast, and every punch had bad intentions. But Nery was no slouch. He had dynamite in his hands and had already beaten some great fighters in Japan. This one had fireworks written all over it. In the end, though, I did not think anyone had solved the riddle of Inoue just yet. His opponents would have wilted under the pressure, and Nery, I had feared, would be no different. I had looked for Inoue to break him down and possibly stop him late. Freddie Roach had provided his typical detailed evaluation of the clash. While he had recognized Nery's dynamite in his hands, he had believed Inoue's unrelenting pressure and varied striking combinations would eventually break his opponent. Roach's praise for both men's abilities had made it clear that fans were in for an explosive fight, but his experience had informed him that Inoue's approach was too much for Nery to overcome in the later rounds. Renowned Hall of Famer Manny Pacquiao, with his extensive experience battling in Japan, saw Inoue's seasoned experience as the pivotal distinction. Manny Pacquiao said, "Both gentlemen possess that lethal instinct essential to being a champion, but Inoue had participated in numerous significant fights at the world level. The pressure of competing at home before his fellow citizens in the mecca of boxing, the Tokyo Dome, would exclusively galvanize him further. While exceedingly hazardous, Nery was the visitor there. Inoue's impeccable timing, footwork, and ferocity ought to bear him to a mid to late round stoppage in what would prove an electrifying battle while it persevered." Pacquiao impressed many in attendance with his brilliant commentary on the battle. The Filipino icon effectively underlined how Inoue's numerous major clashes on the global stage had strengthened his commitment. Fighting under the enormous pressure and energy of compatriot supporters would only strengthen Inoue's commitment. Meanwhile, Pacquiao acknowledged Nery's threat, but predicted that the foreign environment would work against the challenger. Top Rank's legendary CEO Bob Arum, with decades of experience promoting hundreds of world title showdowns, offered his perspective on the intensely anticipated matchup. Arum stated, "Nery could not be underestimated, as he possessed a puncher's opportunity to win in any bout." Arum also added, "However, Inoue demonstrated himself to be on an entirely higher plane within this weight class and the one above. Unless a colossal misstep occurred, I foresaw Inoue wearing down Nery with debilitating shots to the body prior to finishing him off in the later rounds. He exemplified the full package, and no other boxer like him existed in the sport at that time. Barring any upsets, I believe that history would rank Inoue among the all-time greats once his illustrious career came to a close." Arum charmed those in attendance as he passionately discussed the fighter's various talents. While noting Nery's continued threat, the acclaimed promoter had believed Inoue's overall talent put him in a league of his own. Inoue had appeared destined to crush his opponent's will with severe bodywork. Arum had believed that unless a blunder occurred, the champion's dominance would lead to a historic stoppage victory. Former four-division world champion Mikey Garcia offered his insightful take on the highly anticipated matchup. Mikey Garcia commented, "This had been an enormously treacherous fight for Inoue. Nery was pugnacious and arrived aiming to knock out his adversaries. However, Inoue's talents, velocity, and ferocity existed on an entirely higher plane. His exertion and shots to the body proved to be too overwhelming for Nery to manage. I anticipated watching Inoue slowly yet systematically break Nery down round by round until the official intervened to halt the bout in the 7th or 8th round." While acknowledging the threat Nery posed, Garcia felt Inoue's complete skills were too much to overcome. The explosive challenger's aggression would only play into the champion's tactics of punishing body shots. Boxing legend Canelo Alvarez fascinated audiences as he shared his views of the highly anticipated matchup. Canelo Alvarez said, "Inoue had been a great champion, one of the best pound for pound in the world, but Nery also showed himself to be incredibly tough and always fought with tremendous heart. It would surely be a great fight for as long as it lasted. I believe Inoue's skill and experience from many big battles made the difference. Nery may have had chances to pull off an upset if he could survive the early rounds. However, in my estimation, Inoue would most likely knock out Nery somewhere between the 6th and 8th rounds." The crowd was fully captivated as Canelo carefully analyzed both well-known boxers. While acknowledging Nery's toughness, he believed Inoue's well-rounded skills and experienced strategic mind from many high-profile fights made the difference. Nery had thrived on taking risks with his swarming attacks, but facing a furious onslaught from an elite defender so soon had proved to be too big of an obstacle. Canelo had pictured Inoue's precise and powerful punches, ending the excitement-filled bout in spectacular fashion during the middle rounds. As one of the greatest boxers of all time, Floyd "Money" Mayweather was asked to provide his expert prediction for how the action would unfold inside the ring, to which Mayweather said, "In the end, I think Inoue's skill and well-rounded game proved to be too much for Nery to handle." He went on to give some background on each fighter. Inoue has been a force to be reckoned with since he turned pro back in 2012. He swiftly captured world titles in 3 weight classes and has developed into a technical master with dynamite in both hands. Time and time again, Inoue has shown he can adapt to any style thrown his way. Mayweather also noted that Nery is primarily a come-forward brawler who looks to overwhelm his opponents with volume punching. He's a tough customer who takes a good shot, but he lacks Inoue's advanced boxing abilities. When it came to predicting how the actual fight would play out, Mayweather broke down the rounds. "I saw Inoue picking Nery apart in the early going with slick counters and combinations. Nery kept marching forward and throwing punches, but many were intercepted by Inoue's precise counterpunching. By the 5th round, you could see the hesitation starting to settle in for Nery. Mayweather added that as the fight progressed into the later rounds, Inoue's accuracy and power had made Nery wary of letting his hands go with the same frequency, knowing a single clean shot from Inoue could seriously hurt him. It had only been a matter of time before the ref would have had to step in. I had predicted Inoue would stop Nery sometime between the 9th and 10th rounds. As Money Mayweather effectively broke down the styles, it was clear he felt Inoue's mastery set him apart. While acknowledging Nery's aggression, Mayweather knew the challenger's merciless approach played to Inoue's calculating strengths. Round after round, Inoue's surgical striking and precise defense seemed destined to shatter Nery's bravado. Jorge Linares joined the Empire Boxing podcast to discuss the showdown between Naoya Inoue and Luis Nery. When asked for his thoughts on the match, Linares said he favored Inoue to have come out on top. Inoue was just a tremendously skilled fighter. I knew him very well from sparring sessions in the ring. His combination of speed, power, and accuracy was almost unprecedented, Linares also stated. While acknowledging Nery's one-punch knockout ability, Linares didn't seem convinced it would have been enough. Nery only had a good punch, but his style was not on the same level as Inoue. When you saw Inoue fight, he was just so fast and so strong. His pressure broke opponents down. Linares also pointed to the factor of fighting in front of Inoue's home crowd. When Japanese fighters fought in their home country, they performed at their best, but put them somewhere else, and their mentality changed. For Nery, fighting Inoue in Japan would not have been easy mentally. Linares predicted Inoue's experience and technical skills would have carried him to victory. Unless something crazy had happened, I didn't see how Nery was able to overcome Inoue. He had been the complete package and would have been very hard to beat there in Tokyo. Inoue would have taken this one, in my opinion. Inoue dominated the fight from the opening bell, as I had predicted. So, according to former multi-division champion Jorge Linares, while Nery packed power, Naoya Inoue's all-around game proved to be too immense an obstacle to overcome on foreign soil. Eager for more? You're in the right place. So, make sure to check out some of our other videos on the screen if you enjoyed this one.